Global Cinema by Cathal Carson, Kieran McCanny and Kieran Mullen. Introduction. This presentation will explore the topic of global cinema as part of the history of film. In it we aim to look at some of the key events, new technologies and other contributing factors that have seen filmmakers and studios shift their film's aimed target audience from a domestic audience to that of a global film audience. Deregulation. In 1981, former movie star Ronald Reagan took office as the President of the United States. Many of Reagan's economic policies greatly relaxed government regulation towards business. One result of Reagan's business policies was the U.S. Justice Department's reinterpretation of the 1948 Paramount Decree, which had barred movie studios from also owning and controlling the means of film distribution through the ownership of theatre chains. Multiplexes. As a result of the Paramount Decree now being void, the major studios began a process of vertical integration by investing heavily in multiplex cinemas not only in the United States, but across Europe, Asia and Australia. At the time, a lot of towns and cities across the world were heavily underscreened, with the average cinema having only 2 screens, and as a result, these markets were failing to meet their true potential because each of the films had to compete for a small number of screens, and the duration it stayed in the cinemas was determined by its initial success. Multiplexes give the major studios greater control of what films played where, and allowed them to screen films for longer, thus maximizing the film's earning potential. Mega conglomerates, multinationals, and media empires. Another result of Reagan-era's deregulation was the opening of the door for big business to move towards globalization, and this gave rise to multinational companies and mega conglomerates. Soon most of the major studios began to be bought up by major corporations such as Sony, Coca-Cola and Gulf and Western. These new media conglomerates became even more focused on the business side of the film industry. The major film studios began to emulate the business model of the Walt Disney Company and its use of brand synergy to maximize profits. The Walt Disney Company had always focused on the global market and was adept at not only raking in profits from its films but also generating additional revenue streams through merchandising, spin-off materials and other media such as television shows, books, comics and music. In the past, the number of cinema screens limited in some parts of Europe, Asia and the rest of the world, the major studios tended to avoid releasing films in countries where ticket prices were low and they would face stiff competition from the local film industries, and as a result they were presented with difficulties in recouping their investment. With the development of multiplexes and new methods of generating additional incomes, these markets suddenly became profitable, and the major studios began to invest more in marketing their films overseas, including having the film stars travel the world to help market and open the films. Films such as Jurassic Park utilized brand synergy extremely well, and upon its release Jurassic Park was playing on a quarter of the cinema screens in France and broke box office records in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Ireland, UK and Mexico. Hollywood's change in focus had helped it strengthen its hold on world culture. GATT Media and Ichon. In the early 90s, approximately 123 nations prepared to sign up to the latest agreement of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, or GATT, which would later become the World Trade Organization. GATT pledged to eliminate subsidies and tariffs imposed on other nations' products and thus allow them to compete equally with domestic products in various world markets. The Motion Picture Export Association of America, a subsidiary of the Motion Picture Association of America, lobbied heavily to have films included as a service, which would have eliminated levies and taxes on U.S. films, as well as eliminating government subsidies to local film industries. This would all have guaranteed Hollywood's dominance over the world of film. However, several film industries began to fight back against this Hollywood takeover, and in the end, films were not included among the list of services. As a result of Hollywood's attempt at world domination, several film industries banded together to protect local film industries from being wiped out. The European Union saw the creation of the media programme, which was designed to support the European film and audiovisual industries. Media provided grants and funding for films such as Trainspotting, Amelie, Downfall, The Lives of Others, Pan's Labyrinth, and the Best Picture winner Slumdog Millionaire. In Asia, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations implemented similar programs to support the local film industries, and Sony formed Sony Asia in an attempt to help introduce the Asian film industry to a global audience. This led to the most financially successful Asian film of all time, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Film festivals and a window into other cultures. Film festivals such as Cannes, Berlin, and Venice came to prominence after the Second World War and reflected the growing internationalization of cinema. Film festivals helped bring attention to independent films and talent from outside the Hollywood system. Film festivals offered various national film industries the opportunity to showcase themselves and offered a real window into other cultures as opposed to the Hollywood interpretation of other cultures. Many countries of the Western Hemisphere, especially America, viewed nations such as Iran as radical Islamic extremist states. However, films such as the 2012 Best Foreign Picture winner, A Separation, showed the very human problems also faced by the Iranian people. A Separation deals with various issues such as Alzheimer's disease, divorce, custody battles, mental health issues, and a range of other social issues, and the effect these have on the lives of families. The story covered in A Separation and the issues it covers are in no way exclusive to Iran. In fact, this story could have been set in any other country with only minimal changes made to the script. Film festivals have greatly increased in number over the years, with many specializing in film genre and topic-specific films. The growth of film festivals has provided an alternative distribution network to the Hollywood system, and more importantly has helped grow independent cinema in a time when Hollywood has become increasingly obsessed with the big budget blockbuster.
نه خیلی ایشون نه معتاده نه مشکلی داره، خیلی هم آدم خوب و سالمی.
پس برای چی میخواد رو بگیره؟
برای اینکه ایشون نمیخواد با من بیاد.
منم کشوندی اینجا پیشنهاد بده. آقای قاضی چیکار کنم؟
ایشون بهونه کرد.
من بهونه نکردم. شما گفتی یه دلیل بیار من.
اجازه بدید صحبت کنم.
بفرمایید.
من الان تکلیفم چی میشه آقا؟
هیچی. بفرمایید در زندگیتون.
چیه؟ بابا خواب بود با در روش قفل کنی بری؟ داشت میمرد من رسیدم.
کردم.
بیا برو.
تو با این زنه امروز دعوا کردی؟ گفت زدیش تو.
من زدمش.
پس چرا بردنش بیمارستان؟
یه خانومی آوردن امشب اینجا به اسم راضیه.
بچهش سفت شده.
چی کارش کردی مگه؟
شفاف توضیح بده آقا. اتهامش الان قتل.
مگه تو نگفتی جدی نیست؟
جدی شد.
Independent cinema. Hollywood's increasing obsession with franchises and blockbusters created a gap in the market for lower-budget, character-driven films. This gap was soon filled by films made with resources independent from the major Hollywood studios. Many independent filmmakers were not interested in Hollywood's new direction, and as a result produced their own films using finance from other sources such as government funding, and used film festivals as a way of distributing their work for audiences and critics to view. One group of filmmakers in particular who were disinterested with the Hollywood system, banded together to create the Dogma 95 Manifesto. In the manifesto, they outlined 10 rules on how they believed filmmaking should be. Dogma 95's first film, Vesten, released in the United States as The Celebration, was a critical success, securing the jury prize at the 1998 Cannes Film Festival, and was even unsuccessfully put forward as the Danish entry for Best Foreign Film at the Academy Awards. The rise of independent cinema proved that great films with global appeal did not have to come from Hollywood.
Nå, hvordan har du det? Jeg har det godt. Ja, så. Ja. Er du sikker? Godt så, det skal jeg kraftedeme sige dig noget, du!
Nu gider det køre lidt hurtigt.
Jeg stopper her og håber, vi må få en dejlig fest sammen alle sammen. Lad os så få noget at spise, ikke?
Det er en kasse.
Welcome. Nice to see you back.
Nej, jeg har du ikke mødt før. Det var en anden.
Excuse me? Tag noget. Det er ikke så godt, når man taber noget.
Hold! Må jeg interessere dig for min barndomsven? Christian?
Hvad var det, der skete? Så må vi have fat i det. Nej. Hvad siger du? Hvad?
Det er lige så syg i hovedet som din far.
Du skal sige noget om min familie, er du med? Bror, du er så forrådende. Hvad nu, hvis jeg rejste mig op i stedet for at være sat på rundt dig?
New technologies. In the late 70s and early 80s, the film industry was confronted with a new technology in the form of the videocassette recorder. At first, companies such as MCA and Disney resisted the VCR, fearing that it would damage box office receipts of new releases, and even mounted legal challenges over potential copyright infringement. However, it soon became clear to the major studios that the VCR provided a lucrative new revenue stream. Studios were able to release titles from their back catalogue of films on video, and for the first time, audiences had the option of renting or buying their favourite films. They also had the choice of when and where to watch their chosen film. This marked the beginning of on-demand viewing for the film industry, and as the market grew, so did the need for content. Rental chains began looking to other parts of the world to cater to customer tastes, and soon genres such as Asian martial arts films, Japanese manga and anime, and Bollywood movies found themselves with new and growing audiences. By the time the era of VCR merged into the DVD era, studios were fully aware of the huge profits to be made from home entertainment market, and so with DVDs they packed releases full of extras to help entice movie fans into purchasing their favourite movies as opposed to just renting them. The Internet and the rise of fan subcultures. The dawn of the Internet began a new chapter in world cinema. The Internet provided the film industry with the biggest marketing opportunity in decades. Marketing film on the Internet had two huge advantages over traditional marketing methods. One, all of the advertising on the Internet was done digitally, which made it very cost effective, and two, the Internet could reach a global audience, and its audience grew at a huge rate. However, there was a third reason that Hollywood marketeers were not immediately aware of: fan subcultures. Before the dawn of the Internet, film fans were restricted in who they could discuss their favourite films with by issues of geography. However, the Internet meant that fans of film franchises such as Star Wars and Lord of the Rings from across the globe could meet up online to discuss oncoming movies. This gave films free advertising, as fans would share information about casting rumours, plot rumours and other information with each other online, and direct each other to sites which contained information about the film. It was even rumoured that during the production of Lord of the Rings, that the film's director, Peter Jackson, would monitor these chat rooms to gain feedback on casting decisions. Digital filmmaking in the future. With the rise of sites such as YouTube, the falling prices of digital equipment and software, aspiring filmmakers have for the first time the means to produce and distribute their own films. Social media now offers a cheap and easy way to market films, and crowdfunding now offers a new method of raising finance. People are now watching more and more material online via their smartphone or tablet. When Dogma 95 first proposed its own idea of independent film, many expected the output to be cheap and amateur quality, yet its very first film from its manifesto produced award-winning results. So is there really room for a new form of online cinema? Could we really see a growth in award-winning films from outside both the Hollywood and film festival systems? Questions.